Hey, I'm Mark.
And I'm Kendrick.
And this is Movies in Black and White.
Ooh, it's that time of the year, Mark.
Yes, sir. Oscars.
Academy Awards.
Yes,
92nd Academy Awards. How crazy is that? 92 years of this shit.
That's insane. 92 years of motion picture
Right?
appreciation.
So what we're doing today is we're doing a double take episode just because they tie so closely together. We're going to be talking about the Oscars and who won what, go through that real quick. And then we're going to talk about who won the Best Picture, which was Parasite. Because I just recently watched it, you just recently watched it, and we both agreed it was definitely a movie worth talking about because it was so enjoyable. Now, real quick, this is the first foreign film to ever win Best Picture in the Best Picture category.
First foreign speaking film.
Yes. Now, they have their own foreign film category.
Correct.
Which, did he win that as
International,
well?
yeah.
He won
Best
both.
International, yeah.
Goddamn, he won for both Best International and Best Picture. Mm-hmm. That is unprecedented. That's unheard of. That is wildly cool. I'm so happy for that. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to read off who won what, who was in the running for all these. You know, the big ones. There's certain ones we'll just skip over because, you know, it's like Best Short Film. Who gives a shit? Who actually goes out of their way to watch a short film? I mean, some people, but Best Documentary we'll skip. Best Live Action Short. Stuff like that we'll skip. We'll get into the really good stuff. Okay. So obviously, like we talked about, Best Picture went to Parasite. And then its competition was stiff this year. Absolutely stiff. Like, I was honestly surprised it won Best Picture with the competition it had.
Yeah, I mean, you know, movies like 1917, which we really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, we enjoyed the
Joker, which we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, these are great movies. I mean, Little Women, which I've heard great things about. You know, there's so many movies out there that so well this year. You couldn't go wrong, really. Yeah.
So the contenders were, obviously Parasite won. The contenders were Ford v Ferrari, which I just watched, and it was amazing. Movie. Irishman, which I have yet to see. Jojo Rabbit, which I have not seen, but that would have been my underdog pick. That would have been so cool. Joker, which this is the second year in a row we've had a comic book film go up for Best Picture. Last year was Black Panther. This year was Joker. Still not winning, but at least they're getting the nominations. Yeah. Little Women, like you just talked about. Marriage Story, which is on Netflix with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, which I hear is really good. 1917, which we couldn't get enough of. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was still my favorite movie of the last year. Even though Endgame came out last year, and I love Endgame to death, I have watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood more than any other film last year. I enjoyed the shit out of it. So, like I said, but again, Parasite won, and for good reason, like we'll talk about. Best Director, yet again, was Bong Joon-ho, the guy that directed Parasite. Yep. You would know him from Snowpiercer. Yeah. With Chris Evans, which he killed that movie. That was a fantastic movie. So once I realized he directed this, I was even more gung-ho to go watch this film.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okja, which was a little strange movie. Yeah. That was on Netflix. Released on Netflix. It was about how we produce our food, basically. Oh. It's an animal rights kind of movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And he did the movie The Host, which everybody said if you see a movie, you have to see. If you see one of his movies, you have to see that also. The Host.
I remember seeing pictures of that. That was the one with the weird looking hippo creature, right?
Okja? Yeah.
Yeah, it had Tilda Swinton in it and Paul Dano. Yeah. Man, I love Paul Dano. And Jake Gyllenhaal was in it too?
Yes.
Oh. I love Paul Dano. I'm excited to see him play the Riddler in the Batman.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's an amazing director. So it's really nice to see that he's finally getting some really great recognition. I mean, Parasite swept house this year at the Academy Awards. It killed it. But his competition was Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, which, good for him. Todd Phillips is Joker, who I was rooting for. He did a killer job with Joker.
Yeah, we did.
Sam Mendes is 1917. And Quentin Tarantino, which Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I don't know for certain, but has Quentin Tarantino ever won a Best Director?
No.
He should. He should.
At some point in time, he has to.
He is quite literally a household name.
Well, and plus, his stuff is so cutting edge. His stuff is so pushes the envelope so much, and it's so creative.
Yeah,
you know, everybody gets trapped in the gore, I think, and that's what brings him, you know, down on his hopes for that. Yeah. I mean, he gets nominated, and he will get nominated again, but it's the gore. Now, this movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, didn't have as much gore as his normal movies did.
No.
So
here he's been nominated 3 times for Best Director. Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Basterds, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he's not gotten a single one. He's only gotten 2 Academy Awards, believe it or not. He's got it for Best Original Screenplay for Pulp Fiction and Django Unchained, which, in all reality, he should win every single time he makes a movie because his movies are always so original.
Yeah.
So, sad to see him not win, but yet again, kudos to Bong Joon-ho for his win because Parasite, it's a pretty amazing movie.
It's a force to be reckoned with.
Now, here's where my favorite award came in, was the Best Actor, which Joaquin Phoenix for Joker took home.
Correct.
Now, you like talking about Joaquin's speech and how he kind of went off the rails a little bit.
I looked at his speech and Renee Zellweger's speech, and they kind of got a little lost in their speeches. I mean, they meant well. Yeah. And you could tell that they were very passionate about what they were talking about. But it was just like they went a little bit off the beaten path. But yeah, I thought Joaquin should have won it. Should have won Best Actor. I thought that his portrayal of Joker and his portrayal of his character in that movie was bar none.
Right. And truly amazing. He deserved this award, and even though his competition was good, he deserved this. He should have taken the cake. And his competition was Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which Leonardo was a good part of that movie, but Brad Pitt was the highlight. Adam Driver for Marriage Story, which I would love to see Adam Driver take home Best Actor one day. Wow. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes, which I've never heard of that movie.
I didn't watch it.
I take a page out of Ricky Gervais's book when I say, just get up there, accept your word, say your thank yous, get the fuck off. Like, you don't need to go into these long
unless
speeches.
You can keep it moving, because like we talked about today,
you have a point to make.
Brad Pitt's speech was very good.
Yes.
I mean, it was long, but it was not crazy long-winded.
Yeah.
And it didn't get lost.
Yep.
He stayed on his points, and he thanked people and did all that stuff. But he also made a pointed mention of what he believed.
Yeah.
So,
which is fine. Yeah. But you don't go on and on about it and take up all these people's time. They want to get this show rolling. Right. For Best Actress, Renee Zellweger took it home for Judy, and you just watched Judy, didn't you?
Yeah, and I see why she took it home.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen Harriet yet, which I'm gonna watch, and I hear it's fantastic too. And the actress that was
Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah. She was great in that, but I believe that Renee Zellweger should have won that Oscar.
Well, the other competition was Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, and Charlize Theron for Bombshell. Now, real quick, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but I was reading on Google the other day. I always scroll through articles. There is a Visa credit card that has Harriet Tubman on there doing the Wakanda. Oh my god, dude, I lost it when I saw that. That was so great. But yeah, kudos to Renee Zellweger. Congratulations. I need to watch Judy, apparently. Now, Best Supporting Actor, this was no surprise to us whatsoever.
No.
He had won every other award there was to win for Best Supporting Actor, and he took home this one, which was Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Correct.
Totally deserved award. He carried that movie, in my opinion, which is hard to say when you have Leonardo DiCaprio in a movie with you. Brad Pitt carried the whole thing.
I would have said unanimously I would have given him that award.
Yep. And then you had Tom Hanks up for it for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci both were up for it from The Irishman. Which is surprising that you had two people from the same movie up for Best Supporting Actor.
It was, really.
But yeah, Brad Pitt totally deserved it. He killed. Like I said, my favorite movie of last year. Best Supporting Actress, Laura Dern for Marriage Story. I hear she's amazing in that. Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, which my dad just went and saw, actually. He said it was really, really good. Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. Florence Pugh for Little Women. And Margot Robbie for Bombshell. She ain't getting one for fucking Birds of Prey, I can tell you that right now. Best Original Screenplay. Okay. While I understand that this one won, I still think Quentin Tarantino should have won it. And even Rian Johnson for Knives Out. Parasite, yet again, by Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won. It was up against Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Parasite was a really good original screenplay.
Yeah.
But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was just... Parasite was so wrapped up in reality, while Once Upon a Time in Hollywood took reality and warped it into its own little fictional universe, which was amazing, which is why I can watch that movie. Oh, and the dialogue. The dialogue.
It is tremendous.
Yep. Best Adapted Screenplay, this was a win. It was Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi.
Yes.
That was amazing, and good job to Taika Waititi. It was up against The Irishman, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. Did Joker only win one award? No, it won two awards. Best animated feature film? No shocker here. I went to Toy Story 4. Yeah. Toy Story always wins best animated. Anytime there's a Toy Story film, guaranteed win. It was up against How to Train Your Dragon, which I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the previous two.
Correct.
I Lost My Body, Claws, and Missing Link. And then best international film, like we already talked about, was Parasite. It was up against Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Miserables, and Pain and Glory. And then let's skip down a little bit because we don't care about the short films and documentaries. Best original score. While I like this score, I do not think it was the best of the year. And the winner was Joker. By Hildur. Holy fuck. You know what? I'm not even going to attempt that name. Google it for yourself because I'm not even going to go there. It was up against Little Women by Alexander Desplat. If you don't know who that is, that's the guy that did the music for Godzilla 2014. Pretty good music. Yeah. Marriage Story by Randy Newman. If you don't know who Randy Newman is, well, you're not the brightest.
Yeah, exactly.
1917 by Thomas Newman. Probably related to Randy Newman. And then Star Wars Rise of Skywalker by John Williams. I think John Williams should have took it home. He should have took it home. Let's see here. Best original song was I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man by Elton John. Which, yeah, I get that. That's understandable. Mm-hmm. It went up against I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4 by Randy Newman. I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough, Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, and Stand Up from Harriet. Best sound editing. This is the only one this one won. Ford v Ferrari won that one.
No, it's not the only one they won.
No?
Ford v Ferrari did for best film editing also.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hadn't got that far down yet. It was up against Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars. Yeah, that definitely should. That took home the win.
Yeah, like you said, watching that movie and you watch how they cut, there's no wonder why they won both.
Yeah, the action, the quick pace, the cars, everything. Yes. They deserve both of those. Best sound mixing went to 1917, which was up against Ad Astra, which I will contest. Ad Astra probably should have won that, or Ford v Ferrari, because those two were amazingly done well with sound. Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best production design. Here's a win for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right.
Which you literally, like, my dad was like, damn, that looks like the 60s.
Yes.
Like, it looks exactly like the 60s.
He does a great job.
It was up against The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, and Parasite. Best cinematography for 1917, obviously, that is a given because of the one-shot take.
Roger Deakins was amazing.
Yeah. It went against The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, which would have been a close second for me because The Lighthouse was beautifully filmed with the black and white.
Yeah, I agree. I can do that. I mean, even though I just
couldn't get behind that movie.
Could not get through it, man.
That was a trip of a movie. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was also up for Best Cinematography. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was up for quite a few awards, and so was Joker. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, this one went to Bombshell. It was up against Joker, Judy, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil in 1917. I think 1917 or Joker should have took that home. I don't know. I haven't seen Bombshell, so I guess I can't really say. Best Costume Design, Little Women won that. Was up against The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood should have took that home.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Best Film Editing, like we already said, Ford v Ferrari. It was up against The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. Best Visual Effects. I have an issue with this.
Ooh, I do
I have a huge issue with this, and I will get into it in a second.
Issue.
1917 took it home.
Yes.
Okay? It went up against The Irishman, Lion King, which Lion King alone was very cutting edge and pushed the boundaries of visuals. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, which the visuals were good. That was the one thing we said that was amazing about that movie.
Yeah.
The fucking the one that should have won it,
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
I mean,
the number one grossing movie of all time didn't win a single goddamn Oscar, and the only one is up for got snubbed by 1917. 1917 had amazing visuals. It was really good. It made you feel like you were in that time.
Not like Endgame or Star Wars.
No,
come on,
no. That was a snub, and that was a middle finger to science fiction, fantasy, action, superhero movies. That was just a big slap in the fucking face, and I was pissed when I saw that.
It's like,
absolutely pissed.
It's almost like why Samuel L. Jackson can't win an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because everybody goes, Samuel L. Jackson just acts like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's no problem with that.
No.
Science fiction movies, the comic book movies, stuff like they do the visual effects all the time.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, well, this is not really special for you.
Are you ready for this nut kick for this?
Yeah.
So I found this thing that was made, and I posted it to our Facebook page. says Avengers Endgame, the first film in the history of the Oscars to hold the title of highest grossing film of all time and win 0 awards. And then it broke it down. It took for the number of wins and the movies in the year they were released. So with 11 wins was Titanic in 1997. With 10 wins was Gone with the Wind in 1939. 7 was Star Wars in 1977. 5 for The Sound of Music in 1955. 4 for E.T. in 1982, 3 for Avatar, Jurassic Park, Jaws, and The Godfather in 2009, 1993, 1975, and 1972, respectively. 0 for Avengers in 2019. How the fuck are you going to give Avatar some goddamn Academy Awards? And I guarantee that bitch won one for visual effects.
Oh, God.
You wouldn't give it to Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Kiss my white ass. That is some bullshit. Oh, I was so fucking mad.
I thought that was insane.
That was a dick move. Absolute dick punch. It's like their middle finger to this industry. So now we want to talk about Parasite, obviously. Because it was the real winner of the night. And for good reason. It was an amazing movie. And it's all subtitled. It's all in Korean. If you speak Korean, great. You'll enjoy it. But even though it's in subtitle, it does not take away from the fact
I've seen it twice. I saw it once without subtitles.
Did you really?
And then I saw it again with subtitles.
Wait, did you watch it with subtitles first?
I watched it without subtitles first.
Did you really?
Yes. And I was like, I wanted to get the feel, because like Todd said, you didn't need to understand what they were saying to understand the movie.
You really
feel
did.
And everything that they put out there, all the direction, all the emotion of the actors and everything like that. You didn't have to understand what they were saying, and you looked at it and you go, okay, I could feel you guys and what you were doing.
Oh, you could feel their emotions.
Yeah.
Like when Mr. Kim, one of the main characters, was getting told that he was smelly all the time and stuff. Yeah. You could see it just breaking him down and hurting him inside. By all means, go watch this movie. If you don't like reading subtitles, that's okay. You're not even going to notice you're reading subtitles.
And the reasoning. We'll get into more of this later with the socioeconomic status, stuff like that. But the reasoning why they smelled similarly.
Yeah.
Because their daughter pinpointed as, it's a smell of poverty.
Yeah.
It wasn't the smell that, they had the same smell, that they were in the same household and they were getting busted because they were the same people.
Yep.
Whatever. It was a smell of poverty. That just spoke so much more to
There was a lot of social commentary in this movie, like you said. And it was amazing. I didn't even think about the social commentary until after the movie was done because I was so engrossed in the story and the characters. I didn't even think about it until I started watching bits and pieces of it my second go around. Because after I watched it the first time, I was like, okay, now I gotta go back and really kind of dig in a little bit.
Right.
Because it was such a good story.
Yeah.
Like, it was so well done and such a nice, even-paced movie. Like, there was no lull in the story. There was no dull moments. It was a continuous pace that slowly built itself up until it hit its climax. And even when it hit that climax, it didn't drop. It went even at that point.
Exactly. And the layers that he built into the storytelling.
Yeah.
The interweaving of everything that in the interactions of everybody in the movie. And you go, wow. Okay, I see this now and I see that now. I see how this is coming together. And you're like, what in the world were you thinking? You put a hell of a lot of thought and attention into how this movie was made.
Thought and attention to every little detail. Every detail. And it was... You cannot find a weak link in this story. You just can't. Most movies you can kind of pinprick a little bit and see, poke little holes in there. I mean, even some of the best movies had that. It's going to happen. This one, ironclad. Could not poke a hole in this one.
It just gave you the dire nature of their life.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, you could feel it. No matter how, they were sitting in the house one time when the Parks were away. And the Kim family was sitting in their house and they were just eating their food and, having a good time, whatever. But you still understood there's a lot of tension here. Yeah. There's just a lot of, okay, this isn't your life. This isn't what you're going to be doing tomorrow. Yep. You enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
I think.
And they, like you said, you could quite literally watch that movie without the subtitles and get every aspect, every emotion of it down.
Yeah.
You won't know exactly what they're saying, and you don't need to. You really don't.
Exactly.
In this movie, you could feel the tension. It was plausible. You could feel the highs and lows of this movie. Hell, there was even one scene in this movie that scared the living shit out of me. It stuck with me for like 2 days until I forced myself to go back and watch it a couple times until I wasn't scared of it anymore. But damn, was it not creepy as hell. Oh my lord. It was disturbing at certain points. Truly disturbing.
At certain points.
There's a scene where the younger son, I forget his name, he goes down to take care of a problem they were having in the house. And I really don't want to get too much into spoilers because I feel this movie needs to be...
Kim-woo?
Yeah, that's about right, I think. So something Kim. Kim-woo Kim. His name was Kevin. Yeah. That's what the family called him, was Kevin Kim.
Right.
Or Kevin. And he goes down to take care of a problem. Well, he ends up getting blindsided, and a rock that he was going to use to kill somebody actually got used against him. And you don't see the first hit. You hear it. But then you see the guy pick up the rock again and hit him on the head again and you see the whole thing, and you see his body start to twitch. I was like,
And this rock is so important.
Yeah.
This rock was a gift to him by his friend.
Yeah.
Who was kind of his friend, but was, kind of like, I have you as a friend because I'm over you. I'm above you.
I didn't get that too much from that. He seemed to like genuinely want to give him something. I might need to go back and watch the scene.
Okay. The one scene where he's talking about, where he's so smug about giving him the job to tutor the girl because, there's no competition for me. You're basically is what he was saying.
Yeah.
There's this air of arrogance about him because, you don't have anything and I do.
Yeah.
And then here's this rocket to bring your family prosperity and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then to have that happen to you with this rock, I think even in one line he says that the stone was holding on to him. He wasn't even holding on to the stone.
Yeah, the stone was holding. It's like the stone had a purpose for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, man.
Yeah, this movie I really like. Usually we'll get into spoilers, but I really don't want to get into spoilers for this movie because I feel
don't
this is
either.
One
we don't want to get into the big spoilers. I mean, it's just we can talk about the general social commentary of it and all that kind of stuff, but there's so much in this movie that you need to see.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just the whoa factor, but it's just the fact that very few movies nowadays will encapsulate you the way this one will. Like I said, the second I turned it on, I didn't want to turn it off. Like, I was watching it in bed on my phone while my son and my wife were sleeping next to me because I knew I was like, I need to watch this tonight. I need to get this done. And I was watching it, and I was like, man, this is so good. My son started to wake up. I'm like, no, go back to sleep. I want to keep watching. Don't. Oh, shit. I got to pause. And I was looking so forward to getting right back into that movie. And even though I missed a few lines of dialogue here and there because I was taking care of him, I didn't miss anything from the movie.
He conveyed the message so clearly. And the characters, these are top-notch Asian actors.
Yeah.
They're great in their craft, and they're well known. And they conveyed every bit of the plight of this family.
Yeah.
Through this movie. It was amazing.
They were going through some shit too in this movie. They really went through, and you can understand why they were doing what they were doing. Now, they were not good people. They did some really shady shit.
Some shady stuff.
But you understood why they were doing it.
Here's the thing about it. And there's an old saying that says, "Don't let anybody hate your hustle."
No.
They were hustling, man. They were like, "Look, we are trying to get out of this situation we are in by whatever means we can make it out of here." It wasn't illegal. It was immoral in some ways. Yeah. They did deceive the Park family, but.
Well, it was illegal certain things they did. He did forge a few documents there, but what they were actually doing, if he wouldn't have forged those documents, was not technically considered illegal.
Correct. The overarching theme of it, of what seems on the surface, the movie itself is called Parasite.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, the Kim family are the parasites, you think. And then you get through this movie more and more, and you're like, are they really the parasites, or the Park family the parasites?
Or is the guy living in the cellar?
Well, here's the thing about that is, we're so tricked into believing a lot of times it's the haves versus the have-nots. Mm-hmm. And, it's really a lot of times the haves versus the have-nothing. The have-nots versus the have-nothings.
Yeah.
I mean, and how easily you can trip down those stairs of just having nothing.
Yeah.
When you're kind of the have-not, saying, okay, one big problem can just throw you tumbling down that stair of going, oh, now we're in dire straits.
Speaking of tumbling downstairs, that scene where that fell on the stairs,
yeah.
Holy shit. That was played for laughs at first when she just kind of kicked her, and then you see her fall. I'm like, but it's like, oh fuck, ow, you good? You ain't good.
You are not good.
Oh, rubbing my head like,
yeah, that's a bad deal.
It was I can truly understand why it won the awards.
Gosh, yeah.
I get it. I understand it. I'm right there with you.
Here's another interesting fact, though. And I was listening to some things online. They were saying that there was some backlash and some cross chatter between Joker fans and Parasite fans.
For what reason?
Because they were saying, the commentary was so close together that they thought it, borrowed from Joker, or Joker borrowed from it. I was like, wait a second, they were making the movies simultaneously, basically.
Yeah.
At the same time. They weren't stealing from each other. No, they were stealing from an overarching theme problem that's going on in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, hey, you've got, what people consider the 99%, and then you got the 1%.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, okay,
this is the way the 1% looks down and treats the 99% that really...
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there are similarities, but they're such different movies.
Oh my gosh.
Can't really compare
vastly different.
And it's not like there's this one character... Okay, there is one character who's a little psycho, but it's not like he's the main reason behind a whole revolt.
Right.
It's such, like you said, it's such a huge issue that there's going to be movies that are going to be similar because they're talking about the same issue.
It's going on at the same time.
It's the way they're talking about it, though, that makes them so vastly different. One's voting for go hustle, get your way in there, and then, you kind of have to deal with the repercussions of your actions. Right. And the other one's like, no, fuck that. Let's lead a revolt. Fuck them bitches. Let's kill them. Let's burn it all down. It's like, whoa, okay, we got to find the middle ground here. People, it's a little crazy.
Exactly.
But man, it was a good movie. I highly, highly recommend it. Here's what's crazy. It was premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, right? Mm-hmm. Had 8-minute standing ovation. Could you imagine sitting there clapping for 8 minutes? That's a long time to clap.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Long time to clap. I mean, 8 minutes.
You want to know what the budget of this movie was?
What was it?
$11.4 million.
Oh, dude,
that's in American money. In Korean money, it was like $13.5 billion.
Yeah,
but the box office worldwide, $204 million. Oh yeah, that is a financial success if I've ever seen one.
And it's going to keep going because
people are going to be buying the shit out of this movie. Yeah. There's always that time after the Academy Awards where everybody goes and buys the Best Picture nominees. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't talk about this, but I want to mention this for the Academy Awards. 7 out of 10 times, I completely disagree with the Academy Awards picks. Usually what they nominate as the Best Picture Award, I disagree with. And it's not the best one. Parasite deserved the Academy Award. It truly did. And before that, the year before, it was, what did we say?
Green Book.
Green Book, which deserved it. Yeah. Well, I would have liked... And then what did we say? 2018 was the year for black film. Because you had Green Book up for nominee... Black Panther and Black Klansman.
Correct.
3 black-oriented films.
Correct. That
were up, and any one of those 3 could have won, and they were all phenomenal films.
They're all great.
While I love Black Panther, Green Book I could watch over and over again. And
so Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman is great. God, that movie is so funny. And then the year before that was Shape of Water. Mm-hmm. Which Shape of Water, I was so happy it won. But there are always those movies that they pick, and you're like, why is this the best picture? This is not the best picture of the film. It doesn't hold up to the test of time either. No. Let me see here. There was one in particular I was thinking about from the 2010s that I was like, man, there should be no reason this won over this one. It was, there's several. King's Speech, which is a good movie from 2010. But not many people remember that over Inception or Toy Story 3 or Social Network. There's always those movies that are going to stand up to the... Just because it won the Best Picture does not mean it's going to hold up to the test of time. This one will. This one will hold up to the test of time, and rightly so. Absolutely right. Oh, that's what it was. 2015, Spotlight won it. I'd never even heard of Spotlight. It went up against Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, and The Revenant.
Spotlight was the movie about the scandal... the pre-scandal.
Yeah, but against Mad Max Fury Road or The Martian?
Well, yeah.
Dude, you know how many times I watched The Martian?
The Martian's awesome. Yeah. The Martian was fantastic.
Oh, that was the other one. Moonlight. Yeah. While a good movie, I personally think Hell or High Water should have won that movie, that award. Hell or High Water was amazing. And if you've never watched Hell or High Water, it's got Chris Pine, it's got, it's not Tommy Lee, it's Jeff Bridges.
Okay.
And it is phenomenal.
I did like Moonlight.
Ben Foster.
Marshall Ali was great in that.
Oh, yeah. Marshall Ali is always awesome, though. Shit, he was in the past In 2 years, he won twice. He won for Moonlight and for Green Book.
And for Green Book, yeah.
Or 3 years. Excuse me.
Yeah,
3 years.
3 years, he won twice.
Shape of Water did.
It's almost unheard of.
Yeah. No, that's wild. Yeah, okay. For score for Parasite, though, like 9.7 for me. I'm up there.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm with you. 9.7, 9.8, because there, like you said, you can usually pinprick a movie apart. You can take it apart. These little things, blah blah. This movie had everything you needed in a movie, and it didn't even have to be in your language. No, that's the greatest part.
No, it really did.
You could see all the social commentary, the levels of what he put into this movie, the ideology of the parks. Not seeing these people as real people. Yeah. Just seeing them as just,
workers.
You're workers.
Yeah, you don't cross this line, even though they're trying to have conversations with these people. Right. Mr. Park clearly told him, you do not cross this line.
Cross this line, yeah.
And even though they were trying to be friendly toward him, Mr. Park was trying to be friendly. And there was that one scene where they're behind the bushes getting ready for the kid's birthday. And they were just talking back and forth. And all of a sudden, Mr. Park goes, "You should be happy. You're getting paid for this."
Yeah, because that's just... Well, here's the thing. Mr. Kim displayed some kind of a little bit disgust in what they were doing. Yeah. Playing the Native Americans, and they're like, "Oh, we're kind of making fun of this and that about it." And he's like, "Hey, no, you don't get to voice that opinion here. You're an employee.
Yeah, you're getting paid for this. Wow, you're getting paid overtime for this. You should just be happy." It's come on, man. That's uncalled for. I get that you're paying him, but he's still a human being and has the right to his opinion, and you shouldn't treat him like that.
No doubt.
I will say this was an amazing year for films. It was truly an amazing year. All these movies were good. Even though I haven't seen all of them, I intend to. Ford v. Ferrari was amazing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was amazing. Mm-hmm. Parasite was ungodly amazing. 1917 was truly epic. Avengers Endgame was one of the best films of the year.
Across the board, across genres.
It was a great
This was a
film.
great movie year.
There was even a few horror movies that were pretty amazing, too. I mean, It Chapter 2 was obviously one of my favorites.
Right.
I like it. But this one really pissed me off because of what's happening to now. But Godzilla King of the Monsters. I love that movie. I was looking forward to it. It was one of my favorite movies of the year. It got nominated for Worst Sequel Ripoff Remake at the Razzies.
Right.
Did not deserve that nomination whatsoever. I don't think not so by any stretch of the imagination. Hell, I would even go so far to say it was better than the 2014 Godzilla in certain aspects. Especially the aspect of the monster action, which is what everybody was bitching about in 2014.
The visuals of the monsters, everything else. Yeah.
It was truly an amazing movie. So, amazing year for movies. I'm really curious to see what 2020 brings, if it can stand. Oh, Joker, obviously, too. Yeah. That's another thing I wanted to say. You know who had the most Oscar nominations this 92nd year Academy Awards?
Who?
Joker, with 11. Jeez. You know who won the most? Parasite. Yeah. With 4.
Yeah.
But it was... I'm surprised Joker only took home 2. Out of all the things it was nominated for, it only took... Now, there was some stiff competition.
Oh, yeah.
Really, truly stiff. But it should have taken... There was... Every year, you're going to have some that get snubbed. Mm-hmm. And some that were truly amazing. There should have been some that were held in more higher regard than others. But what can you do?
I agree. I mean, like you said, I definitely believe Endgame got snubbed for the visual effects. Mm-hmm. That was insane.
That was some bullshit.
But, like you said... Seeing Parasite, seeing Ford v. Ferrari, Judy, seeing Hollywood.
Yeah.
They were great movies. Yeah. I mean, and there was a spattering of Oscars given to almost everybody. You know what I mean?
It was
Parasite took a lion's share of it.
Yeah, it did.
But it was well represented in all phases of.
Let's see. Let me refresh my memory. Took home Best International Feature Film, obviously. Took home Best Picture, took home Best Original Screenplay, and took home... What else?
Best Director.
Best Director, yeah. He took home both. Obviously, usually when you get Best Picture, you also get Best Director. They usually go hand in hand
that's what kind of cracked me up about Ford v. Ferrari. They got Best Sound Editing, Best Film Editing, but they didn't win for Best... what was it? Sound?
Best Music?
No.
Let's see, it got Best Sound Editing... Oh, I didn't get Best Sound Mixing.
Mixing, yeah. Which is really kind of...
Those all three could go hand in hand together, too.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Ford v. Ferrari should have been up there with Best Original Score because it had some amazing music. Like, who made that music for that movie? Because I watched it. Even when you have the main menu screen up, the music sets the tone for the movie. It was Marco Beltrami. I love that guy. He is so amazing. You know who that is? It's the guy that did the music for Logan and the Wolverine.
Oh, that's right.
Does
Yeah, we
Sam
talked
Mendes
about that.
movies.
That's right.
All right, yeah, was it Sam Mendes? No, it was James Mangold. Excuse me, I always get those two confused with each other. Yeah, he always does James Mangold movies. Guy, he's amazing. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for that music.
Yeah, definitely.
Parasite, watch it. Oscars, good job this year. You did good, but go fuck yourself on the best visual effects category. that really put a sour note in my mouth. Like, I was pissed when I saw that. 1917. Ah,
that was an asshole.
That was a dick move. In 1917, like I said, had great visuals, but nothing compared to Endgame. I'm sorry. You have a war movie, like, right? Yeah, you go back in time a little bit. Mm-hmm. You have the land to do this on. Exactly. You have the old buildings to show. You have to obviously put some visuals in there to make it look like that. Yeah, but Endgame was your visuals almost
pretty much,
and you didn't see a skip in the fucking beat through the whole movie. Those visuals were top notch.
Tight. You know, like we said, go see Parasite. Yeah. It is a great movie. Go into it understanding that you're going to have to open your mind to the socioeconomic concepts.
Yes, you should, but you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to. Like I said, when I first watched it, I didn't go into the concept of that at all. I just watched it to watch it.
Well, no,
enjoy the shit out of it.
You pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely you pick it up. But I mean, it's to really look at it and really appreciate this movie. It's like, wow, those are the themes you look at. So.
Yeah. And it did a good job with it. And
we didn't spoil too much for you. So
no, we really didn't. We really reeled it in for that one because it was. I don't want to spoil that movie. Like, as much as I like to talk about spoilers and get in depth with it, I ain't going to with that one because it was bonkers. It was crazy.
You need to see this movie though.
Well, let us know what you think of it when you watch it. We're doing pretty well on Facebook. We're up to almost 180 followers. We're getting closer to 200. You know, we appreciate all the love and support we're getting.
Keep listening, keep downloading. Hey man, we love it. We appreciate it.
And feel free to comment. Anywhere. We would love to talk to you guys. So if you don't want to, that's fine. If you do, you'll be getting Mark and I's opinion on pretty much anything and everything. I mean, hell, we already talked about a lot here, but if you ever have any questions or want us, even if you have something to correct us on, because we're not always right. We try to research everything and know everything before we get into it, but sometimes we miss something. So feel free. But, we really want to talk to you guys, so feel free to comment on Facebook and all the other good stuff, and we'll be waiting.
And anything else?
Yeah, I appreciate it. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Man.
All right. Well, I've been Kendrick.
And I'm Mark.
And this has been Movies in Black and White. Thanks for listening.